Alrighty. Well, while we're waiting on Brenda, I would love to hear people's wins in the comments. So welcome to our kickoff coaching Zoom for 21 Hard, which is super duper fun that we're doing the continuation of what was already a good thing in October and continuing into November. So I love Carissa's creative amazingness that she just kind of revamped the look of the group, and we're going to make it just interactive this month and hopefully give you guys some really tangible to-dos, the things really that we all have done to get to where we are. And so we just want to encourage people to be super duper consistent with the activities and to come to the calls, because you're going to learn, and we're really excited about that. People are still popping in here. So if you guys have some wins, we would love to see those shouted out in the comments. So hopefully you've already reflected on what your wins were over the past month and set some goals for November. So let's see. Can you guys still hear me? Am I sounding choppy? I'm good to go? Okay. Brenda, do you want to retry?
Yeah. How do I sound?
You sound good. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Let me know. I did a trick on my computer that my techie son told me about, so hopefully it works. Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that we want to hop right into this because I know all four of us are brimming with excitement and ideas and some fresh, well, hopefully some fresh thoughts for you guys. Based on the feedback that you gave us in the group. So thanks for doing that, so we kind of know your needs. So since all four of us want to talk, we have one person that will coach later, so that you can be anticipating that. We're just going to try to keep our Zoom just a little bit shorter than we had been before, last month. So let's start with a word of prayer, and then we'll jump into some training. Thank you, Father, that you're with us again tonight, because where your people are, you are there, and we want to honor you in everything we do and say, and thank you, as we always do, for this wonderful privilege, and for each person here. Help us to communicate clearly and effectively in a way that makes a difference for people that are listening and for each other as we encourage each other and our families as we move forward in our businesses. We thank you and praise you in your name. Amen. Okay, one of the things that was brought up a lot in the comments for what you guys feel like you need was systems. I saw that word over and over. And to be honest with you guys, when I see systems, I go, what are you talking about? What do you mean by systems? Let's define this a little bit. Because when I one-on-one talk to someone about systems, it usually seems like what they're wanting, and we're just going to be real straightforward and frank tonight. It seems like people often want something magical, something that's just going to work. And unfortunately, that's not just exactly how it is in this business. I feel like a system is something I need to think of as just the norm or a habit or just what you do over and over and over. However, we can customize it for each person. And I tell you in the past, I'm choppy again. Am I choppy? Can you hear me now? Shall I try again? Carissa?
Yes, I can hear you. It's a little choppy, but your face is frozen.
You want to just go ahead?
Okay. I'm fine with that. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, awesome. So I think we caught a little bit about what Brenda was saying about how there's not really a magic wand we wave that gives us the systems that nobody else has access to. But I know that all of us are mamas of many. Like I've got 5, Megan and Justin have 7, Brenda's got 11. So we all have had to figure out some tips and tricks along the way to make sure stuff is getting done efficiently. So I'm sure that maybe she'll be able to speak to us about some of that as she figures out the connection issue. But I will say that this 21 hard daily checklist sort of forces us to focus and systematize, which I think is one of the hidden character building beauties of this challenge. Like obviously we're hoping to get some business results, some business growth results from this, but also having a pretty hefty list of business building actions to check off every single day, it forces us to focus, forces us to plan. And probably a lot of us finished yesterday and we're like, okay, this is really great. I can see how this is really going to move the needle in my business. And then I think a lot of us got to day 2 and we were like, whoa, life catches up a little bit. So that's why that brain dump and prioritize the next day is part of it, because that way you can look at the next day, look at how many hours are in the day, and when is stuff going to fit in, and what are the obstacles that life threw at you today that you can sort of foresee for tomorrow where stuff's going to fit in. So I can't wait to hear what more Brenda will add to that. But another piece that we saw quite a bit in the group had to do with closing. And so that is one of my favorite topics. And I've been in Plexus 7 years. And from my very first year, I remember my first convention, they had Big Al Schreider come speak to us at convention. And his whole topic was say better words. And he was talking about how having the right language completely changes everything for you. And prior to Plexus, I worked in a financial services office, and I remember our financial representatives, they had to memorize, they weren't really scripts, but they were little sound bites, and it was just called their language book, and they had to memorize this language book. And it was very effective, and it helped them move the process from one step to another, all the way to the close. So I'm a big believer in that. I think that what messes so many of us up is really apologetic, embarrassed, timid language. So I've always just been a huge, like that's what I train on a lot. So I'm not going to do a deep dive into it because we want to keep these calls a little bit shorter than they were last month. But I did put a video in the What's in Your Ear post in the group. It's probably one of the further down comments, and it's a training video I made, just all things verbiage, all things wording. But I want to just encourage you with this. When somebody is in a conversation with me and they have a need, and I've really pressed on those pain points and helped them identify, yes, this health issue is affecting my daily life. No, I don't want to live with this anymore. That's a big part of my process is don't jump straight to pricing. Don't jump straight to product recommendations. Spend a little time pressing on those pain. I can't get it. I keep saying pay points. Spend a little time pressing on those pain points and helping them see how that's affecting their daily life and really getting them to the point where they don't want to live with that anymore. That's a big part of my process. If someone has told you about that and they've told you, I want to order, I want to be on these products, and they're still not ordering, there's something about the process that is either intimidating them or feels like a chore on their to-do list, just something about it they're just kind of like not comfortable with. So I consider it my role to overcome that for them. Online shopping is the norm these days. I buy almost everything online. And can anyone relate when you have run out of a certain product that you use and you need to go reorder it online, and it's just like, oh, that again. And you put it off and you put it off, and then you go to use it and it's empty and you've been putting it off. And so I want you to have that in your mind when you're trying to help people get over that hump and get their order placed. just make it your job to make this easy for them. Take all of the brain power out of it. Take it off their to-do list. Like, I consider it a privilege to take something troublesome off someone's to-do list. And so that's my mindset when I'm following up with people, is I'm doing them a favor. I'm offering them red carpet service. And I just see so many examples with other people where they sound like they feel like they're bothering that person, and it comes across. So if you're coming back and saying, hey, just wanted to check and see if you still wanted to order, just wanted to let you know this sale is about to end. Let me know if you want to order. There's just a lot about that comes across really timid. Versus when I follow up, I say, hey, Karen, don't worry. I haven't forgot about you. I know you wanted to get your order placed after payday. It's, here we are. It's a new week, new month. I'm happy to walk you through it. How's tonight? So do you guys hear the difference? And that's just one example. But like I said, there's a deeper dive training into all of my tips on wording and verbiage. But I would just really encourage you to consider yourself that you are rolling out the red carpet to make this as easy as on them as possible, so that so that they don't have something looming on their to-do list. Is that helpful?
Can you talk about just and
yeah, I need to. I have a couple little words that, just as a rule of thumb, I always omit them. They're not bad words. Like, you can still be a diamond and use these words. But one of them is just. So a little radar for you. If you're following up or you're checking in on someone and you see the word just in your message, I want to encourage you to take it out. Just see what the sentence sounds like without it. Honestly, like, half the time, most of the time, you don't even need it, and it comes across much more professional and much more confident when you leave it out. So perfect example is checking in on someone and saying, hey, Megan, just checking in to see if you wanted to place your order. I just say, hey, Megan, checking in to see if you wanted to place your order. I mean, you really can just leave it out. And it does something to your whole psyche, just to kind of get out of that apologetic mentality. And then the other one you mentioned, Megan, was let me know. I try to just take that completely out of my vernacular with following up with my business. I don't wait for them to let me know. I've got a million little taglines and catchphrases I use, but I usually say something like, I'm happy to walk you through it. How about tonight? Or want me to walk you through it? Just little things like that are usually what I say instead. Someone said in the chat, I literally just sent a message with just. Oh, and she's on my team. You've heard me say that before, haven't you? No, so many people do it, but it's just a little mini challenge. Like, just see what happens if you leave it out. So that's all I've got. Yes, never end with a period, always end with a question. Love that, Brenda.
Okay, is Brenda still having internet troubles? Let's hear you talk.
I don't know.
Oh, it's choppy still. Weird.
I don't know. Am I? I can't tell.
We can't hear hardly anything. Can you join from a phone? Can you hop on the phone?
So sorry.
It's okay. I wonder if you can get on your phone on Zoom. That's what I do sometimes if my internet's super wonky. Okay, she's gonna get on her phone. Okay, well, I'm gonna share what I'm gonna share then, and Justin too. Do you wanna go first or do you want me to?
You can.
Okay, so some of you may have seen on my Facebook wall that I went re-entry Ruby. And if you were just on the team call, I did a little teaser and shared a little bit about that. But I'm just super pumped about that rank up. It's been a goal actually, and we hit it last month. And so just as a little overview of my re-entry journey, I had purposely not re-entered. So you have to actually be at 6,000 points before you can even re-enter. So basically you have to go emerald again after you go diamond. So that was just something I was not willing to give bandwidth to. And I honestly didn't know that I would ever re-enter. But actually Brooke Hemingway challenged me in some of her training, and she's like, we're not done helping people yet. Why would we quit? And I was in kind of an overwhelmed state, like, thinking through how can I help even more people. But she just challenged my mindset on like, why not open up your arms to more and embrace abundance, and knowing that God's going to give you the grace and the time and the energy and the bandwidth for as many people as he brings you. And so my mindset shifted. Justin went diamond last summer, and so it was just seemed like the opportune time to re-enter. And so I signed up July 1st, which was right in alignment with Leaders Retreat last year, Leaders Retreat contest. And so it was really sweet because during the contest, I was able to hit those first 2 fast start ranks pretty quick before I had my baby last summer. So I had her at the end of August. So it was kind of a bit of a scramble, but I went fast start silver and senior silver before she was born, and then, postpartum stuff, and I wasn't as engaged. But I've learned a few things. So Justin and I combined have ranked up 23 times in Plexus. So 9 rank ups will get you to diamond, right? And so we've done that twice. And then when I re-entered, so we've total so far 23 times. And so one thing that this journey has taught me is I can do it once, I can do it again. And also I think now, like re-entering, I have the belief that this business works. And so you have to trust the process. Okay. So if you're in a space in your business where you're like, does this work? Like it doesn't seem to be working. Just know that you must have belief that it works. Keep going and trust it. Trust the process, because it is a process, and you may be in a time of learning where maybe your points have plateaued out, but that's just a reflection of your need for more personal growth. Or maybe your points have gone backwards. That's just a little light that shows, okay, there's something I need to change in some way, right? So it took me 6 months to go Ruby the first time back in 2015. All right, I had the pedal to the metal. I was on fire. We were in our hot market, brandy new to Plexus, right? This time around, it took me 14 months to go Ruby. And that's okay. It's okay if your journey doesn't look like someone else's. My Megan 1.0 or 2.0 journey looks different than Megan 1.0, and that's okay. I'm a different person. It's a different journey, right? It took me 7 months to go gold. So I went fast start silver and senior silver pretty quick. And then I'm actually feel very humbled to say that gold was hard for me on my reentry, and I had to own that, and that was okay. So if you're feeling like getting to gold is hard, maybe you think getting to gold was easy. I don't know. Everybody has their own perspective, but if you feel like it's hard, that's okay. I remember thinking, and this is just probably pride talking, but I was like, I'm a diamond. This should not be this hard. But for 4 months in a row, I'll be really embarrassed but just be vulnerable with you guys. I ended at 95 points 4 months in a row. Who even lets that happen? I get mad at people on my team that I'm looking at the points. I'm like, they couldn't get one more order? What the heck? This is crazy. And so it was just one of those things in November where I was way too far to push what I thought was had bandwidth for, I should say, because my reentry account was not my only focus in my business, right? I have other people I was helping on other legs and things like that. But I had someone that was on my reentry leg the very last night of the month bring me 4 people. And then I just needed one more order to get in and I would go gold. Well, that last order, her credit card wouldn't work. And then I couldn't get a hold of her the next day. Anyways, so for 4 months in a row, I ended at the brink, right? Craziness. And then finally in February, I was like, okay, I'm going gold. This is stupid. I'm not sitting like this again. So also in February is when a sweet friend, she's actually on this call, she decided to restart Plexus for the products and for the business. And I actually didn't realize that at first, that she was all in for the business. And so she fast started her first, 4 ranks, silver, senior silver, gold, 3 ranks, her first 3 ranks. And she should be senior gold this month. So anyways, all that to say, so the demographics of me going Ruby the second time, I have 3 golds. Okay, but 2 of them fast started. One of them just fast started last month. One of them is almost senior gold, and I have 2 silvers and a few +1s. Okay, so not massive amounts of like duplication going on, but I have some going on. So that's the key, guys, is you want to have some duplication going on. It's not just about recruiting yourself, because you'll basically burn out. And I think it's also the difference between being a salesperson for a product versus a duplicator of a team, and a duplicator of people, and a team builder, right? So you kind of have to get out of that mindset. If you're just thinking like, I'm just going to sign. I mean, you could maybe go senior gold. Maybe if you have a really big family and maybe a really big network, maybe you could go Ruby by signing all those people by yourself. But really beyond that, you have to get duplication. And really, if you want to not work as hard, you need to get some people on your team that are going to share. I also thought it was interesting. I have 47 level 1s. I just counted that up. Only about half of them are currently ordering. Okay, so about half my people are on products of my level 1s. Okay, but the fact that I have, of those 47 people, or of those 25, I should say 25 active people, 3 are gold and 2 are silver. I don't even know that the silvers are ranking silver, but I will say that my silvers were the first ones. And that's all the farther they went. And they're not really interested in doing more than that. So if you're in that space of like, you don't see the end picture yet, your golds are coming to your team. But there's a couple things I want to say really quickly before we get too long-winded here. Oh yeah, it's okay to say something is hard, right? And sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Okay, I'll just end with my 3 points. That way we're efficient here. Number 1, getting to gold can be hard, but that doesn't predict your success or failure, okay? It doesn't. Number 2, you must sign business builders. I didn't learn this till I was like Sapphire, okay? Guys, the world runs off of business, and this opportunity is available for anybody. And so I would just encourage you guys to look for, like we have done, making the list of our dream team people. Be praying for God to bring you those people to your team. And the difference between doing it yourself and having team, doing it together, it's the teamwork piece. The earlier you figure that out, the faster you're going to succeed. And it is a filtering process, guys. It's a filtering process to see who are going to be lifers on the products, and a filtering process to see who's going to stick with it for the business. And it may be where you develop quite a few silvers first before you find your next jewels, right? And then the third thing is this business works. And so, it's just one of those things. You may have to give it more time. You may be in need of learning more skill set, or filtering more through more people, having more conversations, signing more people, and that kind of thing. And so I would just encourage you, a couple of specific ways that I've prayed over the years is that God would bless the work of my hands, that he would magnify the hours in my day, and that he would specifically bring us people that need this opportunity or need the products. And so I'll end it there. Okay, that's what I wanted to share. Justin, do you want to share a bit?
Yeah. So real fast, I just got a couple little things here I want to share that are on my mind. But so the first thing I want to say is there's 31 people on this call. So, hold on. We're admitting one more. 32 people have decided to show up on this call. And I think that's I just think that's awesome. Because a lot of this business is about showing up and just keep showing up, like consistently showing up. And so I want to congratulate all 32 of us who decided to show up tonight. That's really awesome. So one thing I want to talk about is the first 2 days of the month. This is really practical. It's something that I find extremely helpful. What to do the first 2 days of the month. The first 2 days of the month, a couple of things that I like to do is to reflect back on the month before. So reflect back on October, give thanks for what happened in October, and just look at really where did we win? What are some areas that we won in, and then the other thing is what are some areas we learned in, I don't think there's winning and losing. I think there's winning and learning. So if you learn, there is no loss, right? So, but it takes a little bit of time. You have to think through that. Usually at the end of the month is a scramble. You don't have a whole lot of thinking time. It's just do at the end of the month. And, so I think the first day or two of the month, I recommend taking some time and really just thinking through what happened the month before and thinking through what you want to happen this month, putting a plan together. Now, don't be one of those people that has to have the perfect plan, because it'll be like the 17th of the month and you'll be like, yeah, I'm putting my plan together. Well, it's not the idea I'm trying to put out there. Just super fast, put some goals together for you. Put some goals together for some people that you want to join your team. Put some goals together for your team. Put those together the first day or two of the month. Unplug first day or two of the month. Again, don't do that until the 17th. Just like the first day or so of the month, and just think your thoughts. Get quiet. Listen, pray for business builders, pray for people that need these products and this business opportunity. There's a lot of people out there. I'm convinced that people are praying for exactly what we have. So that's one practical thing I want to talk about on the first 2 days of the month. And then get to work. Like, put that plan into act. Yeah, I'm not going to share that. That was a note. That was a note to me. I wrote a note here to myself, but it's not for you. She just saw it. So, but anyway.
Why don't you say it? You can just make.
No. Well, it doesn't have as much oomph if you take out the. Anyway, maybe later. So. Anyway.
Can I show it to them? You don't have to read it. It's okay. You don't have to.
No. Okay, back on track. Back on track. So here we go.
I thought you were gonna say that. I was like, wow, babe.
No, it was totally just a note to myself.
Okay.
One of the other things I want to talk about is throughout the month, one thing you need to do, you can if you want, but I would recommend fight for your rank. Fight for your rank. I don't care if you're a silver or a diamond. Fight for the rank. Don't let the month go by to where it's like, well, I'm not going to rank up this month. Even if you were to drop in points below your highest rank, and it happens, okay? It happens to diamonds. It happens to sapphires. It happens to emeralds. I'll just tell you a quick story. I never lost rank until I was a sapphire, and this is what happened. I was on a call, and I was like, I've never lost rank. The next month, I dropped below sapphire points. So don't ever say that. But the thing is, fight for your rank. You earned silver. You've earned senior silver. You've earned gold, senior gold, diamond, whatever it is where you are. Don't let that slip. Even if you don't get some sort of a bonus pool for keeping your rank, keep your rank. Keep fighting. Don't go down without a fight. Many people want exactly what you have. Don't take that for granted. Fight for that. So that's what I had to do in October. Some months are great, and some months things seem to fall apart. So at 11 p.m. last night of the month is when it stops Central Standard Time for the month here. For when the dashboard resets, right? So at 10:51, 9 minutes to spare, I hit 4,500 points in October. And then we didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock, finishing up everything that needed to be finished up for the month, because there's a lot to do at the end of the month. But I didn't go down without a fight. Now, I'm praying no one returns any products in the next 10 days or whatever, because I hit 4,500 points exact.
Screenshot it.
Oh man, so it's tight, but I didn't go down without a fight. I'm like, and here's why. In May, I just thought, I'm not gonna hit it, and I didn't do anything. And I ended up 44 points short of diamond.
And can you qualify that? How much did you lose out?
Probably $1,500-ish.
24 points.
So since then, I haven't had any issues keeping and fighting, because I've been fighting for my rank, and this month was, so whatever rank you are, fight for that rank throughout the month, and at the end, don't wait till the end of the month either.
Yeah.
But fight for it all month long. But if you see you might be a little short because things happen, fight for it. Fight for that.
And you have people on your team that fight for their rank and train their team to do the same.
So anyway, those are only the beginning and end of the month little tips I have. That's been something on my mind the last couple of days as I've been thinking through my thoughts.
Early intervention, yes, as Brooke says.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Okay, Brenda, are you back?
I am. I hope so anyhow.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yep.
Okay. It's so hard for me to tell on my end when I'm not coming through well. So I wanted to at least give it a good shot before. I didn't go down without a fight. Back to what maybe I wasn't supposed to share much tonight the way that went. So I'll just really short touch on a couple main things I had planned to share, because we do need to get on to the coaching. But you guys, don't ever forget what we have in our virtual office. If you're looking for systems, go there and pick out the things that you like, that work for you, that are your style. I mean, there's been send, share, invite for how many years? And it still works. You don't have to use the specific videos and scripts they give there if there's others you like better. But just remember, don't try to fix something that isn't broken. If something has worked for you in the past, and then here's what happens. We see something shinier that someone else shares, and we're like, ooh, that looks like a cool system. And then we try to implement it, and it's not us. So if something worked for you before, keep it. And so send, share, invite. Another thing I think of is how many of you have done the ATM? When you add somebody, add them to a group, you tag them and you message them. It's such a great system and it works. Let's not forget those simple things. For me, it's just a checklist. I literally have in my Google Drive that I go over and I check off every time I have a new ambassador. Then I have my daily follow-up in the beginning, the first few days. Then I have my weekly, and then I have my monthly. And I think we complicate it. When we're looking for systems, we overcomplicate. So let's just keep it simple. That's that's a good system right there. KISS, keep it simple, silly. And then retention. I want to touch on that really fast. Did you know there are two statistics in Plexus for retention? One is people that are buying more than 3 products are a high percentage of the people who stay and who continue to order month after month, who stay active. More than 3 products. So don't settle for the triplex only. Educate them about more. The second statistic is anyone who is earning a paycheck. So get people, just that little bit, getting their products paid for. I always see that difference. Those are the ones, they don't want to miss that paycheck, even if, they just have, I shouldn't say just, but they have 3 or 4 ambassadors. And they decide, look, I've been in this for 8 years. So I have some people who have been inactive, as in not adding anybody, not, basically just taking the minimum of products, but they do it because they get that paycheck for those few people under them that never want to miss out. If they would have never earned that paycheck to begin with, they might just be dropping off right now, but they're hanging in there because they love that paycheck. But I've just seen those 2 things. So keep those 2 statistics in mind when you're looking at your team and going, oh, I want retention. Those 2 things make a difference, having people on enough product and that they are earning a paycheck. All right, Megan and Justin and Carissa, you guys shared such great stuff. I'm glad these are recorded. So we're going to move into coaching one person this evening. Find the name again. Stacy Fisher. I believe she's on. I just, with my phone, I can't see. I want the setup to work.
I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay, I want to be able to see your face. So there we are. Okay, I had to shuffle through my phone a little bit. All right, so I guess I get to be your coach tonight.
All right.
I told Krista and Megan and Justin that they can hop in and help me out a little bit if they think of something that they would like to add to it. So I want to hear a little bit about you, your backstory real briefly with Plexus, how long you've been, your rank, maybe a little bit about your family.
Oh, okay. Well, I just signed up at the end of July, got my products towards the beginning of August. And I am gold, hoping to fast start senior gold this month. That's my plan. I got the products because I'm 41 years old, and I have, for the last probably 3 years of my life, started feeling older. So I started the products because I was exhausted. I was like a horrible caffeine addict, and I did not want to admit it. And just wasn't sleeping, just super moody, all of that. And actually, I started because I had been praying for something like this for business purposes. So when I had watched a few other friends and different MLM network marketing things, like watching them succeed, and none of those seemed to fit with me. And then my friend put me in a messenger event and got me in contact with Melinda. And I mean, it was it. That was it. I knew it was it. This was the fit. So I have 4 kids. I have a 16-year-old stepdaughter, and then I have 3 that I have birthed myself, which are a 14-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old.
Aw. I
That's me.
love your story so much. Fast start. I mean, girl, wow. Why do you need coaching is what I'm thinking. But no, I get it. I always want to learn more. That's why we're proud of you. Interesting fact, I started when I was 41 too, because of that thing of feeling old. And I literally could say I felt like I went back 20 years. Like I didn't remember feeling this good until since I was in my 20s or whatever. So yeah, good for you. Okay, so let's I don't know if you shared a win earlier when Megan asked to share wins, but what would you say is a win lately in your business, like October?
October, for some reason, I'm trying to even pinpoint why, got me where I was ready to run with it come November 1st. So I don't know if it was I had struggled. I mean, I still worked, or I wouldn't have gotten my ranks, but I would have a week to 2 weeks during the months that I was in it where I just felt shut down. And it was usually the first weeks, because I had worked so hard at the end of the month that those first couple weeks, I was like, oh, I got to take a break. I can't do this. And it's crazy because I still had conversations with people. I was constantly messaging, but the posting slowed down and, all that, because I don't know, it just felt like a lot. But then in October, my I guess I had people that just all of a sudden were like, I had 2 people that were like, hey, I've been kind of watching you and I really want to try what you're doing. And so I guess it made me realize that even though I might not get a ton of likes or comments on posts or what I say, or even if we're having conversations and it's not even about Plexus, that people are watching. And so November 1st, I was like gung ho. I'm like, I'm getting this started. Like November 1st, I'm going from here, and I'm going to work every month and see what's going to come of it. If I didn't work very much the other months and I still ranked up,
Okay. Are you still there? I thought
Yeah.
you froze. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So that is still your goal, to work hard this month. I mean, you mentioned November 1 as in, I just want to make sure I'm following.
I guess, well, I don't mean to be, okay. So okay, let me explain it better. When I would wake up, let's see, September 1st or October 1st, I was like, ugh, this is my time I'm going to take a break.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So when I woke up November 1st, I was like, nope, I'm going in, like full-fledged. We're starting today.
Gotcha now. Gotcha. So you felt like you kind of took more break in September and October than you're super proud of, or that you really wanted, or
Well, I
want to do that again.
I don't want to do that again. No.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So my next question was going to be, what feels hard right now in your business?
I think, well, first of all, I don't have any business builders. So that's something that I've been praying about and trying to find. I also, for some reason, kind of gave up on the people that I had. And so now I'm starting to, like, just my customer, my VIPs and my ambassadors that I have, I asked them to post, and a lot of them actually posted. And then my sister was the only one that she ranked up to senior gold or senior silver, I think. But then the rest of them, I was just like, okay, they did what they were supposed to. And I kind of left them alone. So I started this month like, well, that's dumb. I have people that are already taking the products and having benefits from it. So this month, yesterday, I started like incentivizing them. Like, we have a group chat, and I said, and I'm challenging them to post, and I'm challenging them just in consistency of their products, because there's no sense in, they want to make the money too. They're already taking the products. So that's one thing that I got to get better at. But one thing I really struggle with which is crazy, is circling back to potentials.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's because of the verbiage, like, because when someone, like, I know the 8-point thing is in 8 points, like they, after 8 times you've talked to them about it, is usually when they'll come back around. I have to get past the fear of feeling, or find verbiage that doesn't make me feel like I'm being annoying. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think you have been kind of avoiding that?
Because I feel like those people have already told me no, but they haven't flat out said no. They've said,
Right.
oh, not right now, or I'm not sure, but for some reason I'm taking it as that. And so circling back around to that is probably one of my hardest things.
So it's more what you're kind of putting on them than what they've probably actually said.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel like you're bold in your verbiage, like Carissa mentioned tonight?
I'm getting better. Yes, I'm getting way better. Because before I would tiptoe, just, oh, I don't know. But then somebody hits, I don't even remember where I heard it. I probably heard it more than once, that if you're not confident in the products, and you're not, I think it was Amy Booker, actually. She's like, if you're not confident, then why would they care? Like, why would they want those products if you're not super
Yeah.
confident in them and what you're doing?
Yes.
So I am getting better at that.
Awesome. So what is your specific November goal?
To fast start senior gold.
Oh, world. Wow. You aren't stopping, are you? Okay.
No, that's my goal.
So, okay. So you mentioned you don't really feel like you have any business builders. Why do you feel that way?
Because, honestly, and this is not okay, I got into this like ready to work the business. Like, I'm like, I need this business. Not only did I need the products, but I need this, and I'm ready to make it work. Realizing there's not very many of me, like those kind of people out there, has been I think that's what I've been looking for, when I probably have it right in front of my face. I just have to coach it a little bit. So that's what I got to work on, my own people.
Right. So you mentioned a senior silver. How many silvers would you say you have?
Oh, I don't have any.
Okay. So do you think you know why that might be?
Because we made our first post. Some of them made a second post. They didn't get a lot of attention on it, and they quit, and I didn't challenge them to keep going.
Okay. Yeah. You've mentioned that a couple of times. You felt like you kind of let them go. Yeah. Have you tried events, like doing personal events for them, like a little launchy type thing?
We've done a few, but not as many as I should. Yes.
So I guess my what do you feel has worked for helping people to get their referral link out there and get people on board? What has worked for you? Maybe one or two times, but what has worked?
Well, it was my sister, so it didn't take a lot of work. Do you know what I'm saying? So my sister's, she just put her family on it, so she put her husband and then one of her, actually, I guess she did have some friends that signed up under it. But my sister is also one of those people that she's a people person. She has a lot of people that in her circle, she has a lot of people that watch what she posts. She posts all the time, no matter what it is. So she's already that person that has, and then I have some people under me that don't post much. They're on Facebook because they like to scroll, so getting them to get past the fear of, just making a post.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Right. So did you remember Krista mentioning tonight about pain points?
Yes.
Is that something that you feel like you have done, is asking the questions to find those pain points and helping your people, like if you're helping them launch, work that into the event, or if you're helping them with messages, work that in, a lot of the questions to help find people's needs?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah. What kind of stuff do you like? What do you ask? Like, do you just find out why they're worried about posting?
Well, you mean like your own people you've asked to post? Yeah, I would just say, like, I've had gals who say, yeah, sure, I'll post. I notice after a day goes by or whatever, they still haven't done it. And I've given them the actual wording. Have you done that? Give
Yes,
them
I have.
suggestions and a suggestion for a photo and all that. So I just check in with them and I just say, hey, I didn't see your post. Well, I usually just kind of say something like, I asked them to tag me. So I'm like, hey, did I just miss your post? Did you not tag me? I didn't see it yet. And then sometimes they have a good reason, like they're still working on it. They just want to get the wording right. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just show it to me when you're ready. Something that kind of a call to action to keep them moving. And I've had a few who just decided they didn't want to do it after all. So, that does happen. Like Megan's 40 some level ones and she has 25. I mean, that's a good realistic ratio for a lot of us eventually. But again, asking the questions and just assume that they're just busy, assume that they just maybe need a little more help, and say, can I give you more suggestions? One thing I've asked some people is, in your network, like on Facebook, what type of things do you see a lot from people? Have you seen people struggling with? What are some pain points you've seen that you can address in your post?
Okay.
Because they know their network and what they see.
Okay. Yeah.
So, learning to ask good questions. Krista or Megan or Justin, do you guys have any thoughts at this point for Stacy?
I do have a thought, and this kind of actually goes with the system thing. And so when I'm helping when I'm working on developing silvers, I have a system for them. Make a post, make a list, message, invite. And it's that system over and over and over. It works for me, it'll work for them, right? So make a post. That's like my very first thing that I ask people to do. I call them to action as soon as they get signed up, is like, hey, if I send you what to say, will you make a post and tag me? Most often they will say yes. And so I literally write up the post for them. It's just like that basic first post, right? Like, hey, my friend Megan introduced me to these supplements that helped her with la la la. I'm looking forward to la la la, right? Health goals. Who wants to try this with me? So I will actually type that out and send it to them, so that they just have to copy paste, put a picture with it, and tag me. So that's one of my system for getting people to silver is help them make a post, help them work the post. So like I was on the phone yesterday with a new, well, she's not new, but she's been on the products for a year. And then she just messaged me a day or two ago saying like, I'm ready to work the business. And so she made her first post. And most people that I help make their first post, it's not like this, but she had 100 likes on her post, multiple comments. That is unusual, but I am going to help her and not assume that she knows what to do next. Okay. Yes. So I'm actually going to help her know, okay, I actually voice messaged her today and said, hey, we need to reach out to those 100 people, or you need to, and just thank them for supporting your post and ask them if they've ever heard of Plexus, right? Ending with a question. So I'm like in the trenches with each person. So Stacy, I think that you're doing great. It's almost, you just didn't kind of go full circle with those people. So they made a post, but then it kind of fizzled from there. So I feel like you can pop back in and help those people kind of finish it out. So the next thing that I would do is get in three-way messages with any of the people that are conversing with her, right? And so because I have more of a skill set, you have more of a skill set, say Stacy, than the people that are on your team that are just starting the products, right? You can help close their people fast, a lot faster than they can, most likely. And so the magic of three-way messages is huge. And then I will, within a couple of days, try to get an event hosted for them, like one of those little blitzy 15-minute messenger events. They're brilliant, they're amazing, and that you can basically tailor the testimonials according to what the health needs are from the people in the event, right? So if she knows that, you know, she has someone that struggles with migraines and someone else that needs weight loss and someone else that's pregnant, right? Then you can pull specific little 60-second testimonies from our thread that we have. So we have compiled a little thread as a team and popped our 60-second testimonials in there, right? So make a post, make a list. I guess that piece would be probably their invite list for the event, right? So I was telling my friend Kendra, like, make a hot 20 list of people that you can think of for the products, make another hot 20 list of people that you want to reach out to about the business. Because the quicker we can help people have some wins right off the bat, maybe get a couple product users and hopefully get some people that want to work the business with them, the faster that things are going to roll for them, you know? So that's kind of, I don't know if that's helpful to you guys, but that's kind of my system and what I do with helping people go sober. And sometimes it's 2 steps forward and then you feel like it fizzles with people. Yeah. Sometimes the events, sometimes we don't sign a whole lot from events. Other times you hit gold and like people are like signing up left and right. So those are a couple thoughts that I had. Did you have a couple things that you wanted to say?
Yeah, just really fast. So you mentioned that you don't have any business builders. When you share or when you post, do you share the business?
When I share?
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay, this is funny that you asked that because I was called out on this. Yeah. So I joined for the business, but yet I don't do a lot of posting about the business. So yeah, I was called out on that one. So just this morning though, so give me time, I'll get it out there.
I'm glad Justin asked that because it was one of the things I was thinking of too. You know how John Maxwell always says, you do it and then you do it with somebody with you, hold their hand, show them how, and then they do it with you, with them, and then they do it on their own. So always remember these people haven't done this before and they need you to expose them to what is out there and do it with them. So talk about the business, hold their hands while they share the business. But go ahead, Justin, if you had more.
No, just is anything holding you back from sharing the business?
Well, there was, it's not anymore because I got over it. Okay. But I was honestly, and it's even dumb to even talk about it again, because just to give you my reason of why, I've already put it out of my head, but I was worried about people under me thinking that they were just a stepping stone. But I was reminded that I am in conversations with those people. We have relationships, you know, they know that I care about them and care about the success with the products. And I would love to see them, you know, earn enough to pay for their products. So that's just my own, that's my, you know, head trash is what that is.
Sure. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, that's cool that you just realized that recently and it was brought up again tonight. So now you know what to focus on.
Yeah.
And you seem very coachable. I think you seem smart and independent in a good way too, that you aren't like, you know what to do in so many ways, but keep coachable. I think I love seeing people who are coachable forever, and we always have stuff to learn. I learn stuff new all along, and I still am.
Krista, that's what I was gonna say. Did you have anything yet before we close?
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat too. I just think that there's an interesting shift that takes place as we're building to silver, senior silver, and gold. We can gather a team like that all on our own efforts. And then around the senior gold and ruby mark, that's when it hits us that we have to start developing people. We have to start helping people build their own teams, because it reaches the point where we can't. I called it today with a teammate of mine, scrounging for orders. There's this scrounging for orders mindset when you're trying to go senior, silver, gold. And once you're kind of up in the senior gold range, scrounging for orders doesn't cut it anymore. And you have to start thinking in the mentality of, who are my senior silvers? Who are my, really for senior gold, I kind of feel like it's like 3 to 4 people that are going to be your senior silvers this month. And then 10 to 20 other people who are going to maybe be your wholesale orderers or your plus ones, or maybe you'll get them to silver. So I just kind of wanted to point that out, because it's an interesting shift we all have to make.
So good and so true. And I just want to remind all of you, why did you join? And why did you decide to start working the business? Don't ever forget that if you are not sharing what drew you in, how are you going to attract the people like you that want to join and work like you want to? And I have to remind myself of that. Even what drew me in and made me decide I'm going to do this, we're all in, I'm going to work hard and make a difference for my family. How is anyone else even going to know that if I don't share it? So that's my final challenge. It's been so good. Thank you, Stacy, for opening up and sharing. I'm super excited for you. I can tell Megan is, and we all are. So it's going to be fun to see your journey in November. And I think we will close it out.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
See ya.
guys.